This is not usually something that somebody would ever think about making a video of. A wireless router. Not even a really high-end one at that. Only capable of wireless G? Come on, it's 2017. Yes, it is. And so it is that I kind of actually almost feel ashamed for spending the kind of money that I did on these. Where's the price tag on this one? I know it's got a price tag on it. Oh, there it is. And I paid that much for this one, and that much for this one. Why, I really don't know, other than the fact that, well, these are Linksys WRT54Gs, which were pretty much one of the most reliable and most well-supported for third-party firmware, with some exceptions, wireless routers ever to be produced. It's the one true ubiquitous wireless router. I think pretty much everybody and their goldfish had one of these. We didn't, actually, funny enough. We had the competition, and the competition wasn't very reliable, I'll tell you that much. But anyway, I have two of them. There's a reason why I have two of them, and I'm going to show off two of them in this video. They are very different, even though the boxes are pretty much the same. Have a look at the two boxes. If you want to pause the video to read, if you want to read any of this, you can pause the video, because I'm short on tape space. There's a Cisco badge. There's a lot of profanity I can use to describe that company. If we have a look here, we can see that this is a CDFA, followed by a whole bunch of seemingly random numbers. Minimum requirements. I love how they list minimum requirements for the use of a wireless router, which probably doesn't even care about those kinds of things. I'm assuming that that has to do with the network configuration interface. There you can see the back, all of the various details. Again, you can pause the video if you want to read any of these things. I find it rather humorous that there is absolutely no French to be found anywhere on this packaging. Which makes me wonder if it was even sold in this province. Because you pretty much have to have that. You might even have to have it in the entire country, I don't know. I wonder if they still actually honor that. Maybe I'll have to try that someday. Anyway, so there's one. This one is not in nearly as good condition. You can see it's got an extra sticker on it. You can tell how old this is. Of course, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. Somebody broke this box. I don't know why they did that. This one's a CDFB. You'll see the importance of that soon enough. Again, I think the system requirements are pretty much identical across the two. Yeah, 200 megahertz, 64 megs of RAM, IE 5.5, a CD-ROM drive. It is pretty much exactly identical. Alright, let's open up the box. We'll start with that one. And there is the actual unit itself and its power supply. You can see, again, there's not really a whole lot to look at here. Not even really a whole lot to speak of on the front panel either. There's a DMZ light on the front, which is certainly not something you see on most wireless routers. It's Linksys, and of course a Cisco badge that actually lights up. This particular unit is a WRT54G version 4, which bases on a Broadcom BCM 5352, I believe. It's got 16 megabytes of RAM and 4 megs of ROM. And here you can see just a general overview of it. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, and we're going to look at the web-based interface, just because, what the hell, why not, eh? Alright, now I'm not sure, but I may have configured this, because I did have a plan to put these into service, one as an 802.11b access point, and one as an 802.11g access point, in addition to the N access point that I already have, just so I can use, have one set up for each different type of network. That way, I don't even know what I was thinking about that, because there really wasn't a point. We'll go ahead and plug it in, watch it boot, which it will hopefully do. It did last when I last used it, so it comes on. See, the wireless is on. Alright, now we're connected, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of this. We'll go back over to the Internet tab. I should probably have plugged in a mouse in order to do this. That would have maybe made this a little bit easier. We'll go to the web, and we will navigate. Of course, it's not found because I'm not connected to the Internet. That site doesn't even exist anymore anyway. I don't remember all these the defaults. I guess those were the defaults. So here we go. This is what it looks like. This particular thing here, this one, the version 4, runs a Linux firmware, as far as I remember. Linux-based firmware. It's actually fairly robust. It works fairly well. There isn't really much that I'm really going to show off. You can see firmware version 4.2, May 26th of 2005. Everything is pretty much defaulted. There's not really much that I need to show there. So, that's pretty much it for this one. Let's go ahead and have a look at the other one. Not sure if the camera will pick it up. This one's actually got a sort of pattern on the box as compared to the other one. Power supply is different and much cheaper feeling. This is a newer model, I'll tell you that right away. This is the WRT54G version 5, which runs a VxWorks based operating system, and it's got 8 megabytes of RAM and 2 megabytes of ROM. These things were a big deal, but for all the wrong reasons. The VxWorks operating systems that these later ones run is actually kind of a piece of crap. It's not very reliable. It crashes rather frequently. I don't really know why. Just probably because it's VxWorks. VX doesn't work is more like it. What else was I going to say? I don't remember. But they also would not run for a while anyway, third-party firmware, because they didn't have enough flash ROM to support the third-party firmware, which actually kind of sucked. So people who had these and wanted to put DDWRT on them or something like that were greeted with a very nasty surprise. Let's go ahead and plug it in and have it fire up. Alright, let's go ahead and plug it in. Watch it boot. Same layout on the front, though it does have this secure easy setup. I think the other one had that too, but I wasn't paying attention. Boot process is pretty much identical, and my computer has already connected to it, so we'll go over to that and have a look at the software side of things. Okay, so we'll go ahead and refresh the page. It will probably... I don't know, did I actually configure this one? Oh, look at that. That's not what I want. Go out of here. Go back to the home page. You can see it actually looks pretty much exactly the same. Well, even though I was hoping I could get away without it, it looks like I had to put another tape in. Oh well, such is the way that things usually go around here. Anyway, like I was saying, it looks exactly the same as the Linux-based firmware. Although if you go over to the status selection, actually you can even see it from right here, although I doubt you can see it on the camera, that we are running a much lower firmware version. Although the date is newer, we're running firmware version 1.0. And that is how you know that this is a VxWorks based system. You can also probably tell if we go up here, probably not because I didn't show you the other one, but the name changed. The page titles have changed between the two firmwares, which is a little on the annoying side. You know what? I'm curious. I'm going to get out the kitchen scale because this one definitely feels a lot cheaper than the other one. I think that'll be the last thing we do on video. Alright, let's go ahead and have a look here. This is, which one is this? This is the version 4.
We sit at -13. For news and weather anytime. Go to your town news.
428, we'll say. 428 grams. Where's the other one? There's the other one. Probably remove the power supply. So weighing it. 405. Well, I was definitely right about it weighing less. I don't know if that necessarily means that it's cheaper, but it definitely weighs a little less. How about the power supplies? Here's the one for the version 4. 340. And here is the one for version 5. 231. I wonder how much of the extra circuitry in this is missing from this one. Probably a whole lot. This thing probably is not very good for the radio. Anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then.